say that again? Cool. At any point, you have the free reign. There's no like, you're not going to stumble me, I'm not going to forget what I was talking about, okay? So I want you guys to err on the side of writing too many things down, okay? Jotting down a bunch of little tiny notes. I don't care what it looks like, we all have our own way of doing that. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to write a bunch of stuff down. Then tonight, you're going to consolidate all of those things into a couple little notes, and you're going to separate those things out. This is a good thing on mental, this is a good thing. And again, I don't care what it looks like, but I want the idea of step one, I wrote a bunch of stuff down. And then after I reread it, I realized, well, I kind of know some of those things, I don't actually have to keep those. Ooh, that was a really good point. I'm going to either highlight that or write that different and put a star next to it, but we're going to consolidate. This should be seeing everybody write it down. First, I'm going to write stuff down. Second, I'm going to consolidate those notes. And then the third thing, this is really huge, especially with the draft guys, really huge in terms of learning new offenses. Because I install an entire offense with these guys, and they don't know any of it. All of it's new. You guys are going to create a learn and a know list. Okay? So once you have your notes consolidated right here, I did this in the NFL, I'd always just have the last sheet of paper in my notebook was my learn and my know list. Right? And know meaning like K-N-O-W. And basically what you start to do is, once I consolidate my notes, when I go back to study them, anything that like didn't hit my brain right away, where like, I know it, I'd write it on my learn list. Just write it right here, okay? But then I go back and I look at my notes and I'm like, oh yeah, and cover two, the corners, outside leverage, does this, and I go, all right, I'm writing that on my know list, okay? Nick, what's your full name?
Nicholas.
Full name?
Nicholas George Herman.
Did you like hesitate or pause when you said that? Were you confused at all which one it was? Like, is it Herman? What did you say, Nicholas?
George.
Yeah, did you like say Nicholas Herman George? No, I mean Nicholas George Herman. No, right? You just said my first name, middle name, last name. Why? Because you know it. It's a fact. I don't need to think about it. I don't need to guess. I don't need to turn around and ask Dad. Middle name is George, right? No, right? Own it. Own that information. Cool? When it's like that, it goes over here. And you completely understand exactly what I'm looking at. It goes over here. So then you start to look at it like this. So let's say I got my learn and my know list. Okay? I'm still learning these things. Now, I know exactly what I need to go back and look at and study. And the goal is to cross all of these out and write them over here. So my thing, what I would do in an NFL game week is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm talking about ridiculous amounts of information. What's happening each week, front-wise, this is where we're doing coverage. Protection-wise, there's the new call this week, right? Coach Shep was the one who used to give all this information out. Right? I got all this information, and so by the end of the week, I would have a ton of stuff written right here, and the goal would be to have nothing written right here. And by the time that happened, I was pretty confident, pretty ready to rock. I converted all of the information from this week from a learn list to a know list. Now my know list is long. Cool? So if Deshaun were sitting in your shoes and he was an 8th grader, going to be a freshman, right? Or a sophomore, right? If he was in your shoes right now, I can pretty much guarantee you every single thing that everybody said throughout the course of the weekend, you probably actually understand and know. Because of the process. Make sense? Cool. So, we should have a bunch of stuff kind of starting to written down. We should at least have this stuff written down. Fair? Cool. So, note-taking wise, now I'm going to kind of roll. So, that's how we take notes, and it absolutely correlates to school as well. Now, I don't think there is a direct correlation between being a great student and being a great quarterback. I think being a great student is very, very important in helping you down the path of becoming a great quarterback, but I know some terrible students who are unbelievable football players and some amazing students who can't learn offense and can't play. Cool? But the correlation between those two things is your ability to take information and then apply it. So the teacher says that this divided by that equals this, and this is how you learn it. Cool. I'm going to take it and put it on my learn and my know list. I'm going to start to move it over to my know list, and now I can actually go ahead and ace that test. Give me a play call, Jake, from your offense.
Ring 91 bubble.
Ring 91 bubble. Costello, give me a play.
Coach right, probably used to that.
Coach right, 727, waggle, X cross Z post.
Perfect, cool. You guys all want to play in the NFL? Right? So I'm going to fly through. I'm just going to give you guys, raise your hand if you do want to play in the NFL, and if you don't, that's totally fine. It doesn't have to be everybody's goal. Everybody? Devin? Is your Achilles good, bro?
It's on my journey.
Okay, so let's talk about how important note-taking is and how important retaining information
Still young,
is.
Devin.
Okay? So, Shep, this is from Brat's offense. Okay? So I'm gonna give you a play call. Okay? Some of you guys have heard this before. Okay? H set to gun spread right H, hot duel trying to drive F read, alert Mustang Dragon on a white one. Okay? So here's what we got. Okay? We're in H set to gun spread right H. So spread right is this, but spread right H puts H outside of X, so X has to convince his split, and I set on a white one, so that's a double cadence. So I'm gonna go set, white 80, hot! And I'm gonna go either China drive F read, or I'm gonna go alert, second play, Mustang Dragon. So H set puts him out here. It's not a motion, it's actually a shift, because I said H set to gun spread right H, hot duel. Hot duel's at 4 down to the mic, so it's a 5-man protection. These guys are all free releasing. They're going 4 down to the mic, whoever I declare. China drive F read, so I got China, we go weak to strong, China, and then I got drive F read. So I'm here, F has a read versus cover 2, he can bend it, and he's gonna replace here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm motioning him out here to see if the corner bumps out or if the linebacker bumps out. If the corner bumps out, it's zone coverage. So I'm gonna read it 1 high, 2 high, or away from rotation, or cover 2 and quarter. So if it's single high, I'm gonna go 1 to 2 to 3. If it's cover 2, I'm gonna go bender, 2, finish here, 3. But I said alert Mustang Dragon on a white 1. So that's a second play, that's only versus pressure. So if I get pressure, this is the Mustang. That's the Dragon, this is the Mustang here. So he's gonna kick out, he's gonna 1 step, come back and replace it to screen. What I'm gonna do is set, wide 80, hot! If I got man or zone, or I'm sorry, if I have pressure, and it's man, I'm gonna actually ID this guy, so we 4 down to the will, I'm gonna throw it here. If it's zone, I'm gonna ID here, because I don't want a free runner in my face, and I'm gonna go 1 to 2 to 3 and get the ball out really quickly. The headset clicks off at 15 seconds, so I may get H set to gun spread H, hot duel China drive. I have to actually memorize the whole entire play, so I can go, I'm good, coach, China drive F read, alert Mustang Dragon, we're going on a white 1, hurry up and get set. We break the huddle, one of these idiots goes, what's it on? And I gotta explain it to him, and now I got 3 seconds left, hurry, he said, hut! Then I gotta read it. Then you gotta throw it. You guys still wanna play the NFL? This whole note-taking thing is not a joke. Gotta be able to process information. When you get a playbook, you don't just read it and then say, got it, coach. You have to have a process for getting new information in, adding more information on top, and then you gotta go say set hut and throw it to the right guy. Make sense? So, the idea behind doing this, I'm not trying to scare anybody. I have that same speech every year, first day of the draft, because the play that Deshaun threw a touchdown pass on to beat Alabama was F mode, a red right boomer. But he's got plays like this in Houston. He's got a ton of plays like this. But because he ran that at Clemson, we can't run that in Houston. So with us, we actually have to, whether you're in 8th grade or you're going into your senior year, you got a chance to be the Elite 11 MVP. As we go through this process, you have to develop a process for when do I know this information and when am I ready to add more? Because we've all been guilty of a coach saying, got it, man? And you go, yes, coach. The reality is, if you don't, our test is on the field. You can fail a math test and no one can know about it. But if you fail a football test, you threw 3 picks, you're a bum. You follow? So you have to have your own internal process for when do I know this information and when am I ready to add more information. Cool? So the idea of this note-taking, writing everything down, go home tonight, consolidate all of that. Make it smaller, make it briefer. Cool. Create a know list. Do I know this? Or am I still learning this? You just be honest with yourself. Cool? We're going to cover a bunch of stuff, but if you don't have the note-taking aspect of it, it's just going to be a fun weekend. And I did not set this up for this to just be a fun. I'm going to try and make it a fun weekend, but that is not the point of this. Some of you guys travel across the country, this thing's expensive, and you guys had a ton of opportunities that you could have done a lot of fun things this weekend, right? You guys could have played Fortnite for 2 days straight. But you guys are here, right? So we have to develop a process. So I want to talk about getting away from the X's and O's